G'day, folks. Chris McLean back again with yet another episode of the show. And in the studio today, I've got Rasel from RC Digital Media, and they generate leads for insurance companies. Rasel, thanks for jumping
Hi,
on,
Chris.
mate.
Hi,
Interested
Chris.
to get into the wonderful world of insurance marketing. So, take us in.
Yeah,
How did you get into the insurance marketing game? How did this all sort of come about for you? And be interested
yeah,
to find out how you picked insurance as a niche.
yeah. So it started about, I think, say a couple of years back. Obviously, I was part of the one of the group, and we are selling like a paper lead model rather than traditional agency model where the retainer model is to work. So then we
Mhm,
decided to go into insurance because that's a paper lead model works really, really well.
mhm,
And from there it's like a kind of I was passionate about helping other individual like the life insurance aspect of it and seeing like how we can add value. So just testing out the market and see like there's a lot of demand for like an insurance aspect of it, and yeah, from there just going to the niche.
mm. So had you tried sort of a number of other industries or niches prior, and that one just stood out as the you could get the best conversions there, you're finding the best lead sources there? That you sort of tried a bunch of things, or did you kind of just you
Yeah.
picked insurance before and just knew it was going to be good?
No, obviously it's a lots of trial and error because our agency is like a 4 years old nearly now. So
Okay.
3 years, about 11 months now we're running.
Mhm,
So first, let's say 1.5 years, we used to work with, let's say, restaurant owners, e-commerce
mm,
businesses, dentists, chiropractors, gym owners.
right.
So it's like all over the place. We're trying to see like which one we are good at, and which one we enjoy working with. And then we
Mm,
scale it to like a fitness industry for a bit. Then after
okay.
then we found out like there's a too much competition in going on,
Mm,
and then gym owners not tend to spend a lot of money how much we want to grow and things like that. So then
right.
we found out like there's alternative rather than retainer model. We look for like a pay per lead model. We're just selling a lead. So we are a lead generation agency for insurance companies. We tend to find out that insurance companies like they spend millions every single month in order to
Mm,
get lead generation because they have a sales team in place, call center in place, and they can take on
mm.
lots of leads, and the budget they have like unlimited, to be honest.
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah, and then we switched to this after like a lots of trial and error, finding out like a niche we're gonna focus on. So
Mm,
past 2 years, we 100% purely working with the insurance companies, insurance and broker.
yeah,
So
right.
yeah, we are scaling.
Mm. Yeah, right. And did you? It sounds like you've also sort of niched down on the service side of things. Were you doing other services before you went like we're just going to do lead generation? Were you doing trying other services as well?
Hmm.
Is that?
Yeah, before like working with insurance companies, we used to do all sort of things like website building, PPC, SEO,
Mhm.
like wherever the full service agency does. So we used
Yeah,
to do everything and trying to
yeah.
please everyone. But
Mm,
when we
mm,
go into like working with insurance companies, our model is different. We run
mm.
our lead generation through our own website, our own brand, and we sell those leads to insurance companies.
Right.
So they don't have to build a website, they don't have to rank on SEO and everything. We do it in house with our one website, and we generate those leads and sell it to different companies and different brokers.
Right.
So
Mm.
it's like we're selling a
Really?
product rather than any kind of service anymore. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah. No, I love that model. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Mm. So how did you So take us through
Hmm.
that model a bit. It's really interesting. So you build you go out and you find what are there any restrictions around? I know it's a fairly uh, restrictive industry like insurance and medical and banking. There can be a lot of restriction around that. Are you restricted in
Yeah.
how you can speak to those people or what data you can collect and sharing that data? Is there sensitivities around that side of things?
Yeah, so we mostly work with the US clients, so there is like a
Okay.
lots of procedures in there. Like it's not like a easy get into in place because if you wanna do like a scale, if you're doing 6 figure a month in ad revenue, running a Google ads, SEO, and like a YouTube or Facebook ads, then the investigation goes on with your account and see like you have a valid license or not right now. But before, like anyone can jump in and run them ads. So these things is the restriction is like eliminate loss of competition. Not everyone's going to tap into this niche, but if you get into the niche, it's a lot profitable. And then
Mm,
it's like a lot of competition as well when you're gonna optimize on a search engine, on SEO, on Google AdWords, things like that, because everyone's bidding on a lot of good clicks. Big
mm,
companies, they
mm,
run ad themselves as well. They spend millions on TV ads, Facebook ads, Google ads themselves, their own branded company. So buying from a third party sometimes get tricky. But if you find
mm.
like a good companies, they can take on like a 2-3 thousand leads a day. So
Yeah,
there
right.
is a big room for a growth. When
Mm,
their company growing, you're growing too at the same time. Yeah.
mm. So do you need to be registered as an agency to to collect leads in your business, in your website? Are you actually registered as an insurance agent? Is that how it works?
We have like a partner who register on the US, so that's
Okay,
why
right.
we get the license. So it's
Mm,
not me because I'm running it from UK. So on the US, I
yeah,
have a partner up with someone. He's taking care of like all legal side of it. So any
right.
kind of issue comes in, then we deal with it over there.
Okay.
So
Mm,
yeah, this is how it's going at the moment. But when you first started out, obviously I didn't know a lot of things going on because we know how to
yeah.
generate leads, but no
Mm,
lots of aspect of it. When we approach to a client, there goes, oh, where's the lead coming from? Is there any uh, policies there, procedures there, following
mm,
all of them, regulations in data collection and things like that. So I had no clue, but we had to go through this. As we are
yeah.
growing, then we are learning more things. And right now,
Mm,
there is a more restriction coming through because new government came and they're doing major changes on health insurance, Medicare insurance leads. So
right.
we are still adapting and going through the
Mm.
process.
Yeah, yes, that adaptability is always important for any type of
Yeah,
agency. Yeah, but imagine particularly like yourself stepping
yeah,
into an industry like this, like a super regulated
yeah.
industry like this. And I said like this, and like banking and medical, anything where there's
I know mortgage
potential.
and things like that. Yeah,
Sorry.
mortgage, mortgage leads,
Yeah,
lead
yeah,
figures, like
mortgage
right?
broking.
Yeah,
Yeah, anything to do with money or health, really.
yeah,
It's
finance.
yeah,
Yeah,
anyway, you're making either big money claims or health claims or
yeah,
medical claims. Yeah, it can be a tightrope. But yeah, that adaptability and ability to actually um, go through those hurdles and work out a way to actually
yeah,
build your business. It's super interesting that you sort of found your way through into that like a really focused niche. To actually take me through that because that's always a really interesting kind of dichotomy, right? That when you would kind of you talked about being full service to begin with, right? You're kind of doing everything for
yeah,
everyone. A lot of times that feels like you're going to grow your business better or like have more customers or make more profit if you can have more services. Have you found that having less services and being super specific and really niche down is actually better for the business because you're seen? Is it because you're seen as an expert?
yeah.
Obviously, in what you do, it's very. There's probably less players and less competition. But obviously, you've found like this works much better from a business growth perspective. Is that what you've found? I mean, take us through that a bit.
Yeah, so to be honest, if you're working with a let's say traditional way of marketing, like agency model, it works. It works fine. A lot of people are scaling like a multiple 8-9 figures. But the problem is you have to hire like a lots of team members, a lot of people in order to do them kind of work for the people, and you have to understand every single person business. So you taking on one client, you have to understand their gym and what type of clients they're looking for, what type of services they're selling, and you have to do creativity and things like that. So let's say we've got 50 clients. For servicing them, I have to hire like a 10-15 people doing them all of them work. But right now, what we do, like we have like a six people, so we are running a six-figure on ad budget monthly, but only six people on just managing a one brand, getting insurance leads for our own branded website. So we got like a multiple clients, 13, 14 clients, but we don't have to do service them individually. We just selling them leads directly to them. So it's like a more focused and less overhead, and like we know what to do and what not to do. It's not like every month, every week we have to update to the client and getting to the retainer, having to them like getting the contract signed and things like that. So it's like a super easy right now. So they we send them invoice wherever they're looking for the week, for the month, and we carry on. It's like invoice to invoice, and so it's not like they're doing like a babysitting with us and micromanaging and things like that. So we have like a more freedom. If you want to make any changes, we can do our own term rather than asking our clients what to do, not to do, changing any creativity and things like that. So we have like a
Mm,
total
mm.
freedom. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a much different model. You're less of, like I said, creative campaigns and going through
Yes.
that kind of iteration of, change requests and that kind of things. Like you're actually gathering the leads for yourself and then
Yeah.
selling that data off. It's really, really interesting model. So in terms of generating those leads, what are you actually doing? What sort of is it running Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO? What sort of tactics and techniques are you actually using to generate those leads?
So we'll say our number one method at the moment is like a Google AdWords, and we
Mhm.
also rank on SEO as well. So SEO is not like a whole US. With certain states, we rank on a page one,
Right.
but we can't do like there's a 50 states, so we can't go everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
about three of them we rank number one, but
Okay.
the rest of them obviously it takes time and things like that. We tend to use Google AdWords to get them in front of them customers. After that, we do retargeting using YouTube ads and Facebook ads.
Right.
Facebook and Instagram both works combined. So that's the this model we are using at the moment. We use one funnel to generate those leads, then
Mm.
distribute to different clients according to their criteria and which states they're looking for them prospects.
Yeah. Right. So how without getting, obviously don't want to get into the secret source of your business, but it's a really interesting model that you're. So as a customer, I go online and I start
Yeah.
searching for insurance.
Yes.
Are you what is it, all types of insurance? Is it medical insurance, car insurance? Is it any type of insurance? And when I come to your website, is it broken up by, no, I'm just looking for insurance and I come to your site and I can opt in for a type of insurance knowing that I'm going to get passed on
Mhm.
to an expert? Is that kind of how it works? Trying to understand the without getting divulging your business model too much, but it's yeah, a really interesting model. Like to
We have like
understand
a
it more.
four funnels, so four brands in our agency. So
Okay.
basically, 80% of the leads we generate sales to like life insurance leads, so
Mm,
final expense and term life, and rest like we get about 20% is like a home insurance, auto insurance, health
right,
and Medicare. But it's not much of it. Our main focus is generating as much as leads for like a life insurance aspect of it.
right.
So this is where we are at the moment. We're trying to like grow more on different verticals like auto insurance, home insurance, but it's not like a one place. So
Mm,
it's a different niche core, different landing page, website and branding.
right,
So we tend to be focused on our one thing, because a lot of clients of ours they ask for like oh, we are buying a life insurance. Are you willing to sell some of the health insurance, or home and auto as well? So that's
right,
why we tap into like let's say there is more demand into it, but we're trying to focus on like get quality leads only for life insurance at the moment.
right.
And slowly we're trying to scale up on health and Medicare and auto insurance and home insurance,
Mm,
but it's not like we're not spending like our 100% energy on it. It's just a 20% of it, and we're getting a small amount of leads. But right
right.
now, we totally focus on life insurance at the moment.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, if it's working, it sounds like it's working well. Sort of
Yeah,
dial down on that one thing
yeah,
until you've plumbed the depths of it. So essentially, you're fronting, or fronting is probably not, you're showing up as a broker. Is that essentially you're a brokerage service that people are signing up for, and then you're distributing them out to specialists that can actually service that loan?
yeah. If you think about like a confused.com in UK, their comparison site for
Yeah.
like insurance, energy,
Yeah.
things like that. So we are
Yeah.
like a small kind of business like this, but we are not
Right.
comparing with anyone else. But we are just gathering like a qualified leads. If someone is interested for like a home insurance, then we call long form. It's not like just name,
Mm.
email, or phone number.
Yeah.
With us competing, it's not going to be easy because we collect about 15 to 20 of them information. So basically, what's your height, weight, uh, what's your coverage, previous coverage, things like that.
Mm. Mm.
What's your income, what's your education, what's your profession, zip code, and full address. So a lot of deep it goes into it. So that's why our cost per lead is a bit high, but the quality is top
Mm.
notch. It's not like just a name and email number.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we try to like keep the quality of send over to prospects. So that's why we've seen the growth.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, it makes sense. You're the if you can collect 15, 20 line items of somebody, that's someone that's
Yeah.
pretty invested, and very qualified. So that makes a lot of sense. So, Toya, so your team, you said you've got 6 people on your team. You've got a partner, sort of in the States. What does that team look like? Are you fully sort of distributed around the world at the moment? Are you sort of based in the UK? What does that team look like?
Yeah, right now we are like a remote at the moment. So I've
Mm.
got half of the team in UK and half in US.
Okay.
So we tend to hire from like a different part of the world. It depends like
Hmm.
your skill set. It doesn't really matter like where they're
Yeah.
based, because on the coronavirus taught us like we can work from home. And I
From
think like
anywhere.
we are more productive for digital agencies.
Mm.
And to be honest, it's pretty much is straightforward. We don't really have to like do like a team meeting where sitting down on a table and chair and things like that. We can do with a Zoom call and things. So
Yeah.
it's super easy and more productive. And we try
Mm.
to stay like this, remote. I prefer it that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, we hire all the time like a remote people, mostly from US.
Hmm.
Or got more experience, and we have run through like multiple six figures on ad budget, things like that, media
Yeah.
buyers. So I prefer like working with US is most effective. But also we seeing like a lot of people from UK as well,
Mm.
uh, getting into this kind of sector, and invested in like a same kind of amount, playing with
Yeah.
ad budget and things like that. So yeah.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's one of the, I guess, the positives, one of the benefits that
Yeah,
has come out of this whole sort of last couple of years is that ability to have distributed talent and find
yeah,
the best talent all over the world, rather than having to look at somebody who's close enough to physically come into your office and work. Um, yeah,
definitely.
so being
It's
able to,
hard to find like a right talent. So
mm,
I'm in Manchester, but I live in like a small town. But finding someone like who's spending like a multiple six figure on art budget, like as a
mm,
media buyer, it's really hard because you have to find someone who worked in a near city area.
mm,
So working on an environment, I have to drive down about 45 to 1 hour to commute to the city, like was Manchester is.
yeah,
So it's not gonna be easy and getting someone on board and things like that. So it's super easy, like doing remote. You can get someone who come from Australia, New Zealand, or US
yeah,
or UK, or
mm,
someone from Europe. It's much easier to hire them, and obviously, why not? Right now, is
mm,
everything is easier.
yeah, yeah. So before we move on, are you City or United?
United.
United.
How about
Good.
yourself?
So, yeah, I'm actually Liverpool.
Liverpool opposite.
It was good. It was good for a season. We had our time in the sunshine, but yeah, it's last season wasn't so good.
Oh, City, Liverpool is strong team this year as well. So
Mm,
there's the
yeah,
two,
hopefully.
four good teams. We'll
Yeah,
see what happens.
yeah, hopefully United can pick it up again, get
Yeah,
back on
Ronaldo's
top.
coming back.
Yeah, awesome. Where was I going to head? Yeah, so in terms of just, it's always interesting to understand. Have you seen, particularly like in your industry, insurance and life insurance and that kind of thing, has that picked up? Has that increased? Has there been more demand for that over the last sort of 18 months or so? Has everything that's going on? Obviously, people are much more concerned about health and that sort of thing. Is life insurance and that side of things sort of picked up a lot in over this time
Yeah,
than previous?
yeah, definitely. As soon as the lockdown happened, life insurance, health insurance is like booming, to be honest.
Mm,
especially Medicare and health insurance. People are like more concerned
mm,
because we are targeting the US market, and we saw like other agencies like who was working with the health insurance, their business is booming as well.
mm,
We saw our businesses like grown like end of last year, not at the beginning of it, because that time people are more kind of like seeing lots of death and things like that on their family,
mm,
so more
right.
concerned about doing something for the family backup plan for like life insurance or final
Mm,
expense setup for the family. But
mm,
as soon as the lockdown happened, more and more people getting a life insurance, I mean health insurance, because of what's going on in US. It's not like healthcare is free over there,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, more people needed to get this because lots of people have been hospitalized and things like that.
Mm,
So yeah, insurance and financial industry has been really really picked up during the
mm,
lockdown. Even though like investing side of it, mortgages,
mm,
debt consolidation, these things really really worked. Financial industry really really picked up during the lockdown. Yeah.
mm. Yeah, that's good. From a business perspective, it's a a good to find that wave to see that trend and jump on it and really embed yourself in it. So yeah, I mean, congrats for sort of being agile enough to sort of find and go, okay, this is what we're gonna. Were you sort of in the insurance piece before COVID happened, so you really saw that distinction, or did you sort of see it? Did you jump sort of move into it more as sort of lockdown
No,
and COVID kicked off?
we started to focus on the niche about 2019, around like
Okay.
November December time, just before lockdown, about
Mm.
3 4 months
Yeah. Wow.
before that. We just thought we're gonna dial in and let's see how it goes.
Mm.
uh, we just picked up like a couple of clients about December time, and things like got easy for us. Then when the lockdown, everything hit, then we saw a lot of
Mm.
opportunity. So we doubled down on this,
Yeah.
fired all of our like retainer model clients, and gone all in on this industry. And
Yeah.
yeah, right now we're just
Awesome.
carrying on doing that.
Yeah. Ride the wave, mate. I love it. So, so some people might say that was good luck, but luck is always when opportunity meets preparation. And sounds like you jumped on you got
Yeah,
into this at the
definitely.
right time, and you had the adaptability and the mindset to go, okay, there's an opportunity here. Let's, you said, double down on it and develop expertise, and you said set everything up the right way so you can really manage and run a really good business in really interesting niche. So yeah, it's super interesting story. Really appreciate you jumping on. It's really interested in the model that you've sort of talked
Yeah,
about today. It's something I haven't specifically heard about before, and very interesting how you're running your business. So really appreciate you jumping on the
you're
show and
welcome.
taking us through that. If people want to get connected with you, find out more about you, where's the best place for them to do that?
Yeah, they can reach out to me on my website. It's rcdigitalmedia.com. Also, they can connect me on LinkedIn, uh, which is Rasel Chowdhury. Also, connect me on a Facebook or Rasel Chowdhury again. And yeah, uh, best place is like reaching out to the website or Facebook will be best place. Yeah,
Awesome. Drop those links in the show notes for those listening at home. You can go and get connected to Russell and find out all about insurance business. If you're looking for insurance leads, if you happen to be watching this podcast and you're looking for insurance leads, Russell's
or
definitely the guy
they can
to
listen
get
to
that
my
done.
podcast as well. I recently started my podcast, which is the
Oh,
Russell
awesome.
Show. So if
The
they want
Russell
to
show.
listen
Okay.
to it, yeah, but it's
Awesome.
nothing to do with insurance. It's about
Okay.
motivation,
All right.
like
Awesome.
inspiring others to go.
Okay. Awesome. Well, drop me the link to that, and we'll stick that in the show notes as well, so you can
Yeah, definitely.
listen to Russell's podcast as well. Awesome, mate. Thank you so much for staying. I know it's quite late for you over there
Yeah,
in the
thanks for having
UK,
me.
so appreciate you dropping by.
Yeah,
Thanks so much, mate. Thanks
I
everyone for
appreciate it.
tuning in.
Thanks, Fred.
See you on the next one. Thank you. Cheers.